So I'm back out here tinkering with the old Bronco today, and the next step is going to be to clean the firewall off. And you see I already did part of it over here a couple years ago when I was last working on this. I'm going to use my favorite air tool is in the toolbox here, the old needle scaler. Just use that. It does a pretty good job of taking off this undercoating without just smearing it and gumming it up like a sander does. A sander kind of gets clogged up with it. It works better when it's cold, and unfortunately it's pretty warm out here today. But I'm going to take a shot with it and see how it does. So see if I can get a little video of that process. Alright, that kind of gives you an idea how that goes. I didn't get all of it off as far as the undercoating, but you can see there's not near as much as what was on there. It was caked on there pretty horribly. So before I sand and grind, I'm going to get back in there with a torch and heat that up and some rags and see if I can't just wipe the rest of that off. I've had some luck doing that before. It usually comes off pretty clean with that needle scaler, but here, March 27th, it's already pushing 90 degrees here in Florida. Quite warm out here, and it kind of gums it up. Alright, this you could probably do better with a heat gun, but I got a torch in my hand, so I'm going to try that first. I'm going to try to heat up that undercoating and see if it'll wipe off with a rag. pretty smooth, clean metal. Still got a film on it, obviously. If the sanding doesn't take that off, the degreaser will before I shoot it. But I think I saved myself some sandpaper. Might be an easier way to do this, but that's what I got in front of me, so that's what I'm trying. Alright, so here we have most of the old paint, and well, all the old paint, most of the old undercoating off. At least we got it down to where it won't eat up our sanding pads. So got that all cleaned off and blew all the chips out of there with a blower. And then our next step is going to be to grind these welds. I welded these panels in from the back side. And I'm going to adjust the camera here a little bit. So I need to grind them on this side. I may have to touch up some welds here and there. And then I need to grind that edge flush with the new pan that I put in there. Make it straight and make it flush. And then may have to do a little body work, a little mud work in there to clean everything up just right. Get it ready for prime. Alright, so it's time to break out the grinder. I've got a flat disc on here. And as soon as I can find my ears, throw it here. I'm going to start grinding up these seams, these two patch panels. I'm going to get them all flush. I'll do the bottom edge. I put a drop cloth over my transmission bell housing, keep grindings out of there, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, I think that's as good as I'm going to be able to get that with the grinder, so I'm going to mud that up. But I've got a tab to weld on there that comes out and supports the back of the wheel tub. So I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to do any body work until I see where that's going to go and get that welded on. So next step will be to start grinding down those bottom edges. Probably going to put a piece of blue tape on there to mark my my lines. Okay, I'm going to grind off along the bottom edge of that tape. Square up that bottom line. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how the driver's side turned out. But I think I'm going to use a body saw on this side over here to get it close, because it's got about a ½ inch of overlap, and that's a lot of grinding. So, use the old air saw and go from there and see what happens. Alright, so I've taken, started out with a grinder, did that side with the grinder. Brought that bottom lip even with the new floor pan. This side over here had a bigger lip. Started out with a grinder, tried a cut-off saw, or yeah, tried the little body saw, little air saw. Didn't work so good, and You know, for those of you that were probably screaming to use the cutoff wheel, that's what I wound up using. And cut it down. That was by far the best. I don't know why I didn't do that to start with. What I should have done to start with was, prior to welding in that floor pan, traced around it and left an appropriate overhang, because it would have been a whole lot easier to buzz that off with a sawzall before the floor pan was in there. But you know, you live and you learn. Huh? But I've still got some grinding to do over here to clean this side up. I got a little touch up to do over there yet too. And then I'll be ready to mock up the wheel tubs and start seeing how things are going to lay out.